sir.
Alright, let's see if I can find a decent game here. To start off the recording. Difficulty 12, cyborgs in an arena. I don't know how much there would really be to learn from that. It will be hard. I do tend to do like an emplacement for these types of arenas, but remember the cyborg IFEs can't be slowed in any way, so it's not really like bugs where you can use the static field. But I want to get something where I'm able to actually talk and speak my mind. So let's do difficulty 5 bugs. The last war, the average difficulty was 6.3. So 5 is pretty close to 6. It's the next one down, of course. Try to stay near the average, or above the average. I like the auto-injector. It's just my preference, but I really want to get down to the mechanics of the game. So I have 2 EATs for the tank bugs. I know it's difficulty 5, so there are tank bugs. Difficulty 4 also has impalers and tank bugs, but it's only if there's like, I believe if there's 2 or more players, but I don't really think it occurs when you're alone. Remember, the game does adjust to the number of players you have. Okay, so I see that they're defending, so I'm going to participate as soon as I can to defend. I'm not taking out my radio to call in my equipment yet. I want to contribute to the fight here. And as soon as I think I can call in my stuff, I will.
Stand by. Equipment
I'm going to do 1 EAT, and I'm going to call in my ammunition pack, my resupply pack. I'm going to grab both EATs so they don't respawn. So the one that's left on the ground will stay there. I'm going to keep moving. We don't have to stay around. Hopefully the other guys also keep moving. I missed a patrol. It's very important to get the patrols before they sound the alarm. I'm at the edge of the screen again because I'm always wanting to move faster than we are. I heard a patrol. Get the objective moving. There's 2 of these. Oh. Looks like we're on our way to extraction already. Thankfully, it seems like they worked their way toward extraction to be efficient with time on the mission. Make sure I get that arrow sequence right the first time.
EAT-1 minute 30 seconds. Deploying defensive assets. Dropping equipment.
Also glad to see they brought their own anti-tank.
EAT-1 minute.
The EAT-17 rockets do despawn if you do not touch them after your stratagem is off cooldown. But if you do touch them, they do not disappear. So once my stratagem comes off cooldown for my EATs, they will not disappear. And then I can call in more EATs if I have to. I make a habit to try to touch each one at least once.
Dropping equipment. EAT -30 seconds. Stand by. Equipment on its way. T-15 seconds.
Just trying to keep the patrols back. I want to keep the shuttle beacon between me and the turret so the turret won't shoot me. Unfortunately, the exosuit player wasn't paying attention there.
Engaging target area. Firing for effect.
That was really bad.
Request
I will not get on the shuttle until I know everyone can. Okay, I don't know why he got ammo. Just get on the shuttle. So not really much for me to say there. I joined the game a little late. It's very important. It's very important to get those patrols before they sound the alarm. All players should know that. But if you're watching this video and you're very new to the game, you really want to make sure you kill the patrols before they sound the alarm. Spawned units, like any number of spawned units after the alarm, you don't want to increase your risk of dying, you don't want to increase your risk of losing the game or spending too many resources. I like to try to play the game efficiently and effectively, so if it's my play style, it's what gives me entertainment and enjoyment in the game. If you're just having fun, you can do whatever you want. No word against bugs, it's an arena. Difficulty 5, so I think I want to switch to the arc shotgun. I do enjoy the arc shotgun in an arena. Thinking about doing healing. Maybe that would be too much healing for me if I did that. I know I need EATs, but not too worried about it. Oh. Okay. That was bizarre. Let's change it up. Okay. So this is bugs, difficulty 13, and exercise in futility. So in difficulties higher than 12, or even at 12, frankly, you need to know when to not fight and when to run. So let's see how well I do here. There's going to be a lot of bugs jumping in my face. I prefer the defender for the most part. It's going to be a lot of behemoths, so instead of trying to kill them, it's nice to just slow them instead. I like the defender because it has AP ammo, it has mini stun, it's a one-handed weapon, fast reloads, quick turn speeds. I have vanguards jumping in my face, so the range doesn't matter. Things like that. It does really well with ammo. Anytime someone joins the game, you want to stare at your character to make sure no one lands on your head. I guess that person forgot to do that. We need to keep moving because we have survivors. And you can see that we're kind of stalling a little bit here. We should be moving. I'm going to try to get behind the survivors as we move so I can protect them. I think I accidentally shot that one survivor. But we have to keep moving. Once we stop moving, that's when we get overwhelmed. I'm not calling in my stratagems yet. It doesn't make sense to. We're on the move right now. And if we stick around, we're going to lose this objective. We can actually, after we drop off this one survivor, we can move on to do the mines. As you can see, I'm always moving, always trying to get to the next objective. It's difficulty 13, so the moment you stick around, you die. Trying to stop the alarm from going off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
By, equipment on its way. Supplies incoming.
Trying to kill all the patrols before they sound the alarm, very important. then I will transition to using the sniffer.
Hello, hello.
Defensive stratagem incoming. Firing for effect. Dropping.
Do the arrow sequence nice and slow so I can get it right and not die.
Incoming fire.
There is a trick to get the sequence wrong but still live. You can have a shield, or you can stand just close enough where you are far enough to not die after you dive. But I will not do that right now.
Keep detecting them other pieces.
Okay.
Down.
Request acknowledged.
So he's not defusing them. I'm going to call on my equipment.
Stand by. Equipment on its way. Request confirmed.
I'll get a static field out there. So we're standing in one place too long. It's not possible to kill everything, so we do need to keep moving.
Stratagem incoming.
He's gonna... Oop. I thought he was actually gonna die from that. All we have to do is keep moving. Looks like there was a... I don't know if that was a friendly fire kill or not.
Acknowledged.
As you can see, I've been doing a lot of shooting, and I don't think I've picked up ammo yet. Do you need equipment, or did you leave something behind? We have to keep moving.
Defensive equipment inbound.
Just working.
I am going to call in ammo as soon as we get to this capture area.
Equipment on its way.
Just be aware of those patrols. Looks like an alarm went off.
Deploying defensive assets.
I'll throw another static field down over here.
Deploying defensive assets.
Looks like another alarm went off.
Engaging target area.
I'm going to grab this other ammunition. The other guys have tridents, so they don't need it. I do have to reload my commando, but I'm not going to do it right now because we are in transit to survivors. I will try to reload the commando as soon as we reach the survivors, because once we start with the survivors, we should not be stopping. And it's going to take me 5 seconds to reload the commando. Make sure I kill these patrols or stop the alarm from going off. As long as we're still moving right, we should be able to outrun these guys.
Defense drop incoming.
I'm going to see if I can reload the commando. Okay. There's no way I can kill all those patrols. I'm almost a little scared to even start the survivors, but... Can we go down this way on the right here?
Firing for effect. Over.
So that was actually done poorly. I don't even think it had anything to do with luck. It was just poorly in that we started the survivors when we already had an alarm sounded.
Sorry, my man.
Now we have a black box to do. It's kind of far away. If you do not touch the survivors, the enemy does not attack them. So it's important to know when to grab them and when not to grab them. That alarm went off on the right side. Same thing goes with like the geological surveys or the launch pad. Where are we going? We have to go down, right?
I think it was going for us now.
I'm not sure what we're doing. The black box is down, but that guy walked upward. I'm going to grab the black box. I have a one-handed weapon. Stop the patrols. Watch out for those tentacles. I'm going to drop the black box here. Hopefully my regen kicks in.
Request confirmed. Request acknowledged.
Hopefully we can just move on here. Because now that we're actually sticking around, we're going to get overwhelmed.
Request accepted.
I can't stop all these patrols in time.
Defensive equipment inbound.
And now we're about to be overwhelmed.
Firing for effect.
So this is a good example of the importance of moving, of always moving, in higher difficulties especially.
Firing
You have to keep moving, and this is how you get overwhelmed. So fighting right now doesn't make too much sense. We should probably be retreating. So now we have a lot of things on cooldown. Now we have a thunder or a triple strike that's going to prevent us from completing the mission. So we're not in a very good spot right now. Looks like we were able to get the black box, but we still have other stratagems on cooldown now. I have to... Well, I still have like 4 more shots left on my commando. Some people died. That was my fault there. That was another fault. 2 alarms went off up there. Just have to keep moving. One of the things I like about one-handed weapons is the increased movement speed while aiming. So if you are aiming and shooting, you're still moving relatively quickly. And movement is very important in this game, especially in higher difficulties. That was my fault there. Should have killed that Vanguard unit. Okay, we got to extraction.
Deploying defensive assets. Supplies incoming.
I'm gonna get my ammo out there.
Shuttle inbound. EAT-17.
I have about 4 shots of my commando left.
Defensive equipment inbound.
try to stop the alarms from going off the best I can.
Engaging target area.
If an alarm does go off, I need to use my static field. I have 2 of them, so I should be pretty liberal with them. An alarm went off over here, an alarm went off over here. I'm getting a little low on ammo, but I'm not going to grab any just yet.
Dropping equipment.
So I'm glad I got my static field up there, but
8 seconds. EAT-17.
let me reload my commando, and then I'll grab some ammo. Reload, and then grab ammo. There we go. Little efficiency there. So it looks like we can all get on. I'll get on. So I had mistakes with patrols. A number of alarms went off where I should have killed the patrols before they even sounded the alarm. We made a mistake with the survivors. We touched them. If you do not touch the survivors, the enemy does not go after the survivors. So if you know that an alarm went off prior to even getting to the survivors, that probably you're going to fight shortly. Like as soon as you get to the survivors, if an alarm went off, a fight's going to happen soon. So you're almost better off ignoring the survivors or even just running away from them and then coming back to them later. And I feel like that's what we should have done. But instead, when I knew an alarm went off, my teammates still touched them anyway. My teammate still told them to follow him. And then that's when they become targetable by the enemy. Looks like we have some defense objectives here. We have to blow up some nests. I think I'm going to try the rail cannon, despite the rail cannon possibly killing the launch pad. The rail cannon turret can kill the launch pad. Even if I put it between the base of the launch pad and the rocket, there were instances, I think I have it even on video, where the rail cannon turret still hit the missile. I'm going to try something a little different with the Knight. The Knight goes through a lot of ammunition, but I'm going to give it a go here. I might actually need more than one ammunition stratagem. But if I'm the only one grabbing ammo, well, the Rumbler guy is going to need ammo, but he's not bringing ammo at all. The guys already have static fields. With the Knight, I can't attack a large number of targets, so if I can balance myself out between single target mini stun damage and also contribute to a larger group of enemies with the strafing runs, that kind of balances me out. The static fields may be a little redundant because I see they're each bringing a static field, so I do need that. I'll just bring the rail cannon for defense. I think this loadout makes sense. We don't have anything to slow them. I'm sorry, we don't have the Toxic Avenger. We have a rumbler. But with the rumbler, defending structures with the rumbler is a little scary. So if things kind of get a little hairy, especially when enemies get close to the launch pad or the geological survey, for example, using a rumbler can be very dangerous. The rumbler is dangerous in general when it comes to 3 or more players, in my opinion. If you have three or more players in a game, I can't imagine ever choosing the rumbler because of the amount of team kills that could occur. The rumbler is a very awkward weapon. Its very nature just makes it susceptible to team kills. They each have a static field, so I think we're okay with slowing enemies. I'm pleased with the 1 strafing run. And I have the rail cannon for defense. I think my stratagems make sense, but we'll see how well they work on this particular mission. I don't see any patrols in the area.
Stand by. Equipment on its way.
So I'm going to call on my stuff.
Dropping equipment.
I'm going to back away so nothing lands on my head. I'm going to touch that EAT so it doesn't despawn. Even though it's far out of the way, you never know if you're on the retreat and you end up needing another EAT. Might as well keep it in the game. I'm going to try to keep my gun up and be ready for the patrols.
Get down! Cover!
Sometimes even taking out your radar to see where the patrols could be, those little red dots, is just enough time for them to sound the alarm. So sometimes you're better off just keeping your gun up. Oh boy. One of the problems with the Trident is that you can't cover your friends very well.
Reload.
I'm going to put
Deploying defensive assets. Defensive stratagem.
a rail
incoming.
cannon right there.
Deploying defensive assets.
Sorry, man.
It's okay, I'm alive.
Always double.
Defensive stratagem incoming.
Helium scumbag! Cover! Reloading!
Equipment on its way.
Throwing ammo!
Okay. I'm gonna grab both ammo boxes, because I was out of ammo entirely. So I did not waste any magazines with those 2 pickups. I'm not sure where we're going next, so I'll just follow whoever. Looks like we're gonna search for the bug nests in this area. Keep my gun up, watch for those patrols. So far I don't think any patrols were sounded, so we're doing pretty well. But we have plenty of objectives left, so it's far from over. hesitant even checking my radar. Just gonna keep an ear out. Alright, we can use the rumbler to kill these actually. Or the EAT even.
Engaging target
Okay,
area.
so he's going to put the close airstrike on cooldown. We have to go up more. You can use your rumbler. That was my fault.
Firing for effect. Deploying defensive assets. Deploying defensive assets. Engaging target area.
So all we have to do here is run away, and the enemies should despawn. That alarm was my fault. I did get the 3 Vanguard units. Oh, okay. I did get the 3 Vanguard units, but I did not get that 4th patrol. Uh-oh. Okay. Still have 10 magazines. My ammunition stratagem is almost off cooldown, so I'm doing just fine with ammo. Despite my earlier concern about not having enough ammo. But the other 3 have tridents. Okay. Hopefully we keep moving here. It's going to be a long trek. I'm going to stay behind the units. I'll stay behind a little bit. Just gotta get those patrols. The trident does very well with the patrols against the bugs, as well as the other 2 races. Maybe not so much in higher difficulty cyborgs because of the 4 units of medium armor. Just keep moving, we gotta go the other way. Yeah, go, the other way, other way. Can you slow them? Do you have static?
Defense drop.
Go.
Defensive assets. Firing for effect.
So we had an excellent shift of direction there, away from the alarm.
Defense drop incoming.
Move.
Defensive drop incoming.
Reload!
Running into an alarm is never good with survivors. Remember, when an alarm sounds, that serves as a spawn point for additional enemies, so you don't want to be where the spawn point really is. The general area of where enemies can spawn. So I think we did very well here. And got some of the survivors. All you really need is 1 survivor to complete the objective. And we got our 1. We got 3, in fact.
Freedom never sleeps!
I'm not sure if this is a legitimate second player, or if the person's cheating to call in 4 stratagems. I'm not sure what's happening.
Defensive equipment inbound.
Some players use a second player,
Engaging target area.
a second local player, to access 4 additional stratagems, and then they have the player quit the game. Which is kind of
How do you like to taste of freedom?
not good, in my opinion. I'm not sure what we're doing. The objective's here. I'm going to call in a rail cannon.
Defensive stratagem incoming.
Get some!
keep the patrols back. I'm gonna call on ammo here as well.
Dropping equipment. Repeat.
I might have made a mistake with the ammo. I should have thrown it closer to me.
Deploying defensive assets. Defensive stratagem incoming.
That would have been bad.
Equipment on its way.
Say hello to democracy.
I'm not going to check my radar. I'm going to keep my gun up. I'm
Defensive
just
equipment
listening
inbound.
for patrols.
Request confirmed.
I'm not sure if this is a legitimate player or not. Looks like it is. So with the 4th player that was just added to the game, the difficulty just got increased. Not sure if that was my unit or if that was a different unit. Okay. I'm gonna grab some ammo and go. You might need... Grab ammo for the rumbler if you need it.
Yep.
Can't hold back. Oh. Looks like I held back the patrols there. Heard a behemoth spawn. Keeping my gun up. I think we're still in the circle. Yeah. Okay, this is bad. Looks like that player just went AFK for a second and didn't move, and now the patrols went off. So now we definitely have a larger army coming. Unless we run far enough away where they despawn. Okay.
Engaging
I'm going to use a Vindicator bomb on that. Then we have one more on the left. Now we have the artillery top right. We did this pretty inefficiently in terms of travel on the map. Now we have artillery way up there. We have to go down. Static, can you static that?
defensive stratagem incoming. Watch yourself.
Ammunition's off cooldown already. I have 8 magazines left, so I'm feeling pretty good with ammo. I don't really want to check the radar, but I feel like I have to, so we know where we're going. Make sure we get those patrols. Vanguard units. We're really not doing terribly. We are getting the patrols in time. We're doing decent. They're gonna want this sample. Lots of patrols on the right that I hope they get. Oh. Oh, wow, that was close. Oh, left side.
Defense drop incoming.
And another alarm just went off here.
Incoming fire. Defense drop incoming.
have to be wary of other players being on top of my character, so I might end up shooting them. So as soon as we get to the artillery gun, I'm going to go on the console. I'm going to go on the panel. Well, I guess I'll grab this shell, but I'm going to go on the panel and get the objective started. It's important to keep it going, to get it going. Put the shell down.
Defensive stratagem
Get this going as soon as possible. Third shell's up there. Be on the lookout for patrols. Then I'll go on the panel. Okay.
Supplies incoming.
As soon as we get to extraction, I will call in ammunition. Not sure why that player didn't just take both ammo boxes. They have 5 magazines. They could have taken another box. Ooh, one of the consequences of checking the radar. Almost had a patrol get sounded off, but at the same time I want to know where we're going. I do hear a behemoth.
Extraction confirmed. Shuttle inbound. ETA-T-1 minute with inbound. Defense drone incoming. Firing for effect.
Strafing run will not hurt the behemoth. Oh boy, that came out of nowhere.
Deployment accepted. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Firing for effect.
Oh, those Vindicator bombs.
Request accepted.
It's okay. Oh, my commando is taken.
30 seconds. Defensive equipment inbound. Deploying defensive assets.
So that player took my commando, so I can't really do much about behemoths, so hopefully they know what they're doing, but they're not picking up the support kit.
15 seconds.
There's an example of how not to use a rumbler.
Confirmed. T-minus 5 seconds. Shuttle arriving. Shuttle leaving. T-minus 10 seconds.
I'm sorry!
You got on?
T-minus 5 seconds. Request acknowledged.
I did, I'm sorry. I should
So most of the game was okay. I would say most of the game was okay. We did all the objectives. We really didn't make many mistakes. Alarms went off, yes, but for the most part we were killing them. We did that one escort beautifully, in my opinion. We did lose one person. I think it may have been to friendly fire, but as soon as the alarm went off from that one patrol on the right side of the screen, we shifted left, we went into another direction, and then we eventually went to the drop-off structure. So I thought that went really well. Extraction, on the other hand, was completely botched up. Unfortunately, the behemoth off-screen charged me and I died. Someone else took my commando and just started shooting, and then didn't realize they needed the support kit. And then someone actually stepped on the shuttle and pretty much ended the game with one person on the shuttle. You have to remember, if no one goes on the shuttle, you can still call in another one. So it's not necessary to have to rush on. If no one else can get on, I like to have the habit of not going on. Now, if you don't care and you're just having a fun time, that's great. But if you're trying to get as much experience as you can and do things as correctly as possible, you would not get on the shuttle unless everyone else can get on the shuttle. You can always call in another shuttle. It's not just one shuttle. You can call in another one. So you do have to actually defend for the, 90 seconds. The beacon has to still be set with the arrow sequence. And also there was one example of why a rumbler with 3 or more players is bad, because it contributes to a lot of team kills. There was that one example of the person who made a mistake with the rumbler, and they tried to change direction of their shot after they already began charging it. So that results in misfires. And eventually our doom. I wasn't very happy with the rail cannon. I felt like it didn't do much. I didn't get to see if we had anything to defend. I'm going to have to be very mindful of where I place my minigun turret so that it does not create team kills. The minigun turret is very good at team kills. It doesn't shoot... I'm sorry, it starts shooting moments before it targets the enemy, or targets whatever it's trying to target. So it's a wild shot, unlike the rail cannon turret where as soon as it lines up with its target, it shoots. Okay? So with the minigun turret, it's a wild shot. It starts shooting before it even gets to its target. So a lot of people, including myself, sometimes can't pay attention to it depending on any given moment, and so it ends up incapacitating players or even myself, or they don't even get incapacitated, they just die. So placement is very important. Uh-oh, host is migrating. That means we lost someone, or maybe I'm disconnecting. If my internet connection disconnects, then I'll just end the recording, because I think it's getting pretty long. Or if it's just me, I'll stop. Okay. Okay. So we landed on a bunch of patrols. We should really keep moving if an alarm is going off. We can actually call in our items when we get to our first objective, which probably should be the bug nests down below. So the game went down to 3 players, so the difficulty adjusts a little bit easier, despite us being on difficulty 13. I'm not sure why that player stopped moving. So we're off to a pretty rough start. We landed around a bunch of patrols. And we are now at the bug nests. I'm going to call in a hell bomb.
Dropping equipment.
And I will take this time, because we're waiting for the hell bomb, to call in my commando. So the player's back. I'm going to stare at my character to make sure they don't land on my head.
Equipment on its way.
I'm going to kill these patrols. Oh boy. That was my mistake. I'm going to arm the hell bomb. Okay. Looks like we can keep moving, probably down to the unexploded ordnance.
Equipment. Repeat.
An alarm went off top right. I have to call in ammo soon. I have 3 magazines left. Have to reload soon. So I'm thinking a little bit about ammo. It does take a number of shots to kill that one camouflaged patrol. If I can disrupt it from sounding the alarm, then that's just as good. As soon as we get to the unexploded ordnance field, I'm going to call in the sniffer. I'm a little sad about the exosuit. It's going to possibly trigger a lot of alarms. It has a poor turn rate. It's not going to be able to react to patrols.
Dropping equipment. Stand by. Equipment on its way. Equipment on its way.
Looks like we're having trouble just killing. The downside is my my commando is on the ground, and I don't really see a lot of shooting either. It's like a lot of people on their radio, it seems. I don't even think the Vindicator, I'm sorry, not the Vindicator, the Triple Thunderer barrage is really worth it. Now we can't do the objective. We're doing really poorly. If you're never sure how to contribute to a particular scenario, just make sure you're shooting. Like, no reason to really have your radio out. Just shoot. Get your gun out and shoot and contribute to the game.
Deploying defensive assets. Defensive stratagem.
I might have to abandon this.
Defense drop incoming. Deploying ordnance.
Get down! Wait, no!
Keep my friends in the game.
Request confirmed.
Reloading! Freedom delivery!
Defense drop incoming.
Yeah. We need to actually just keep moving.
Confirmed.
So this is an example where we should probably be running. We don't have much anti-tank, and this difficulty is not designed for fighting.
Reload! Take cover!
Defensive equipment request confirmed.
Yeah, we should move on. We should go down. Yep.
Engaging target area.
You could have saved that. They'll just despawn. Keep my gun up. Get the patrols.
On its way.
Person on the left prefers to be on their radio, which is a big mistake. Now we have to move again. Let's just keep moving. A patrol went off.
Firing.
We could actually just go back up, I think. We have to get the patrols before they sound the alarm.
Deploying defensive assets.
Reloading! Alien scumbag!
Keeping an eye on my magazine. Do have to
Reloading!
reload here.
Supplies
Patrol went off on the right side where the person was sniffing. So it looks like we're in another bind here. Not sure why he threw grenades there. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Request confirmed. Defensive equipment inbound.
But this is really emphasizing the importance of killing patrols before they sound the alarm. My static field is actually still on cooldown, so I can't help with that.
Request accepted.
Impaler tentacles. Need to defuse this. Take my time with the arrows. We can go back to the bottom one again.
Defensive stratagem incoming.
Dive. There you go. Gotta get those patrols. I do have the minigun turret.
Dropping equipment. Defensive stratagem incoming. Defense drop incoming.
Top player didn't get that patrol, so now additional units can spawn in. Now they're incapacitated. Now they're incapacitated. That minigun turret. It's killing a lot, but it's also incapacitating the player. Their patrol.
Defensive equipment inbound.
I don't even know if it's worth using my commando, but it buys us a little time, I suppose. We do still have time, it seems, but now I hear the behemoth spawning. I think our time ran out. We have to move on.
Engaging target area.
Oh, don't go that way.
Firing. Perfect. Over. Defensive stratagem inbound. Request confirmed. Engaging target area.
god. This might be the end here. It will be. So I'll stop the recording here. So I think it's getting too long at this point. So it's important to get those patrols. So the higher the don't even think about difficulty 13, 14, 15. The higher the difficulty, even in 7, even in 8, even in 9, the higher the difficulty, the more important it is to kill the patrols. So I'm missing patrols, they're missing patrols, but it's so important to kill those patrols before they sound the alarm. Instead of taking out your radio or just, not shooting. So it's so important. But I want to stop the recording here, I think. Well, this is difficulty 6, but I want to stop the recording here. I think it's getting too long, but patrols are so important. You got to kill them in time before they sound the alarm. And that's pretty much, I guess, the lesson that we learned in this. I'll stop the recording here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.